Hey guys, good morning. Eddie here, Life by EJ. I'm recording this now and I'm probably going to post it later. It is 6:10 a.m. here in the great state of Florida. So I'm a little behind on this and I've been kind of lackadaisical on content, but when I made my video about Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I did say that I was going to bring up my story about domestic violence, and that demonstrates that we as men can and are victims of domestic violence as well. So, just remember, men, I'd rather hear your story. Don't become a statistic. Email in the description box below. We as men need to band together because 2,000 men a day losing their lives to mental health is completely and utterly unacceptable, and we as men need to end this war against us. So, I'm going to get right into it, guys. So, I've mentioned in prior videos that prior to my most recent relationship, I was actually married. And in that marriage, which unfortunately ended very abruptly, there were multiple incidents where, I was home from work or I was after work, and mind you, I was working in law enforcement. I was working 16-hour shifts at the time. Frequently was paying for a lot. I was keeping food on the table. I was keeping the lights on. I was doing what I was supposed to do as a husband. Yet, one particular incident, we had gotten into an argument. She was cooking. Or, I wouldn't call it an argument, it was a disagreement. But it got to a point where she got really upset. She grabbed a knife and came at me with it. Luckily, I was able to defend myself. And she tried to put as much strength as she could. But I was able to get out of the way. And she completely missed me with the knife. Grateful for that. There was another incident where after I found out that she was sleeping around on me, which is the reason why we got divorced, that is the absolute truth, that she grabbed a cast iron skillet and started swinging it at me. Luckily, her aim was not good, and I was able to dodge, defend, and get out of the way. Then there were other times we'd get into an argument and she would just start punching me for no reason. Well, there have been victims of domestic violence that have suffered way worse. This just goes to show you that men are victims too. I did not say anything to anybody. I am a statistic of not reporting it. Mostly because I didn't suffer any injuries anyway, and the police would have never believed me. But I am choosing to air my story because, again, men can be victims of domestic violence too. Any type of violence, whether or not any harm is actually done, was, and always will be completely unacceptable. So, that's my story. And I learned from it. It was very hard. I went into a deep state of sadness and pain for a long time after that. I'm not gonna lie, it was really difficult. And, you know, that's what happened. So between the sleeping around on me while I was out working, providing for the household, as well as her violent behavior, it's the reason I'm no longer married. And men, if you're experiencing this, get out. If you have been attacked and used, especially if you have visible injuries, call the police. Because it's time that as men we stand up to this atrocious behavior. Because for far too long, anytime a woman is violent towards a man, the stigma is that the man's doing something, or he's cheating, or he's whatever. But majority of the time that is not the case. It's really not. Men are victims of domestic violence as well. And as we wrap up Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I hope you guys understand that violence amongst anybody in an intimate relationship is completely and entirely unacceptable. So, that's my story, guys. As promised, I hope all you guys are well. And if you are, this goes for both men and women and whomever, if you are in a violent relationship, get the hell out. Get the help from law enforcement. And you deserve a hell of a lot better. That's all I got for this morning. I'm probably going to post this video at a later time, because once I get home, I'm going to sleep. I hope that my story, and coming out with my story, encourages other men who are victims of domestic violence to do the same. EJ out. Become unstoppable.